Well, hello there, everyone. It's nice to be back again for another update of the City of Belleville's progress as we deal with this COVID-19 outbreak. And I want to start off by saying thank you once again, like I always do, to YourTV for giving us this opportunity to communicate. It is great, and I hope that you're getting some information. And I appreciate the feedback I've been getting. If you're looking for additional information that I don't always get around to being able to announce on this weekly program, I encourage you to go to our city website at belleville.ca. There is a COVID-19 webpage on there with more information about all the different financial supports we provided for residents and businesses, as well as operational changes. And now that we are starting to see some ability to relax some of the regulations, we're starting to reopen facilities. And so you can go there and get all that information. In addition, you can also subscribe to my Facebook page where I do a little more often updates on this. But you can also contact me at my City Hall office, and you can always contact members of council at any time as well. This week, earlier this week on Monday, our Prince Edward Health Unit announced that we have gone through 20,500 tests in our region for people with the COVID-19 virus. And we added one, which was taking us now to 45 lab confirmed cases since the beginning of this outbreak. And so while we continue to perform really, really well, we have to remember those basic things that we've been talking about for the last 5+ months. You know, it's important to wash your hands. It's important to wear a mask. It's required to wear a mask when you go indoors, but you should also wear one when you can't socially distance effectively, and monitor your health. And if you are not feeling well, then you should get yourself tested, and you can contact the COVID-19 Assessment Center right here in Belleville, have them go in. It's a very quick and easy test, and it'll give you some peace of mind. But as we move forward, particularly as we get into discussions about schools reopening, it's really important that we follow those practices. Last week was a very exciting week for the City of Belleville. I cannot tell something that's not true. We received information from the provincial government regarding financial support for municipalities. And in the case of Belleville, we received an announcement of $3.7 million to help us with the effects of COVID-19. That was broken down to $2.8 million in what they call the Safe Restart funding to help us become whole on the cost that the City of Belleville has gone through. So this can be everything from the loss of fees that we would get from rental of ice facilities, or people going to the Sports and Wellness Center, or renting our soccer fields, or coming to City Hall and purchasing things, including bag tags that we helped residents earlier this spring. But on top of that, we received another $900,000 to help us with transit funding, and that deals with the drop in transit revenues that we've had, additional costs we've had to incur because of cleaning, etc. So that's about $3.7 million, which is a big help for the City of Belleville. And I want to take this moment to thank our upper level governments, particularly MP Neil Ellis and MP Derek Sloan, as well as our provincial MPPs, Todd Smith and Daryl Cramp. They have advocated very strongly for us, and they've helped us to make the call about the fact that we need some help. But one thing I want to address really quickly is that some people say to me, you know, well, Mitch, that's fine that you got $3.7 million, but there's only one taxpayer, and whether the money's coming from the City of Belleville or the province of Ontario or the federal government, that it all means that taxpayers have to pay it, and how are we going to do it? Listen, I understand that concern, and it makes a lot of sense. But I don't think people really understand the difference between the ability to raise taxes between the municipal government and the federal and provincial. Municipal governments, we can only raise taxes through property taxes. It doesn't matter if people are working or if they're unemployed, if they're retired or if they're the prime of their lives, if they're sick or if they've, are dealing with temporary layoffs. They have to pay the exact same amount in property taxes every year, and it becomes really punitive. The difference the federal government and provincial governments have is they have many more ways to raise taxes, but more importantly, they have a much more progressive system. And what I mean by that is they raise their taxes on corporate and income tax, which primarily means that if you're not working, you're not paying into it to give you that financial break. And so for us to have raised this $3.7 million from municipal taxpayers would have been probably about a 3.5% to 4% property tax increase. And that would have been really difficult on our seniors, on our young people, on people that are struggling. It would have made things very difficult for our businesses, et cetera. And so while there is one taxpayer and we're all paying taxes, there's different ways that we can do it and different ways that we can recover. And so I really thank the federal and provincial governments for stepping up and recognizing the importance of the services that municipal governments, that the City of Belleville is providing for residents in our community. And they have stepped up and helped really, really well. And thank you for that. And this money that we got last week is the first round. There is additional funds if necessary in 2021 should we see a resurgence of the COVID-19 virus. So all that to say that we're very grateful for that work, but also that residents can continue to be very confident that the City of Belleville is here for you, that we will continue to provide the services you count on, that you need to live your lives with your families and with where you work in our city, and we're in good shape moving forward. And that also helps because this year, as I mentioned earlier, we had a negative tax increase in the City of Belleville in recognition of the fact that we're in such unique financial times, really stressful for a lot of people, but also because our city employees really stepped up and helped us. And so, I don't want to get too much into the financial weeds, but I'm trying to give people a little bit of perspective on how the finances of the City of Belleville work and how this is really good news for us. And I hope that you'll join me in thanking our elected representatives at the federal and provincial level. The last thing I want to talk about today is some bittersweet news that we received last week. I think it's good news because I know Ken and Janet Harnden from Pinnacle Music in downtown Belleville very, very well. Ken and Janet have been providing their business services for our region for the past 25 years. And last week they announced they'll be going into retirement. And so starting this week, they have a retirement sale at their business. And they'll be starting to say goodbye to people as they go along to move into the next chapter of their lives. They are very proud parents and they're very proud grandparents now. And I know that they're looking forward to changing some of their schedule to enjoy life a little bit more. And certainly, I can tell you that they've been a big factor in helping the city with some of our events. Ken is an accomplished musician and has done so much in this community. And Janet has administered the music school there and been such an important part of our community. I just want to say congratulations to both of them on their retirement on behalf of the City of Belleville. They promised me they're not moving away, even though their grandson is not in Belleville. But they will be around, and we're looking forward to working with them as they look at the next challenges in their life and as they close down Pinnacle Music Studios. So with that, that's the update for this week. It is a busy week. I am attending virtually the Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference, and we're getting updates from news about how the provincial government is moving forward. And I look forward next week to giving you a further update on happenings here in the City of Belleville during this COVID-19 outbreak. I encourage you to take advantage of this a little bit cooler weather, a little bit less humidity. Get out and about, practice social distancing, wash your hands, and if you are feeling unhealthy, please get yourself tested. Until next week, I hope everyone has a great rest of the week and weekend. Bye-bye.